And we're back, baby, just like that, here with one of the coolest pieces of all time, known from everybody around my age range, from 007 GoldenEye, the Klobb. Alright guys, the VZ61 Skorpion is just an iconic piece of firearms history, but made more famous, I believe in my mind, with kids in my generation, GoldenEye 007 and the Klobb. This thing just has the look. The top folding stock, it gives you that, you can't even describe what that looks like, it just looks cool. And that's the thing, it just looks cool. 32 ACP, let's get into some details. Talk about why this is more special. Guys, Monadnock Firearms, 5%, save yourself some scratch, get all the coolest stuff from Monadnock. Coupon code SteveMP5, link to their Instagram will be below. Why don't you want to save money? Save it, SteveMP5. All right, so Titus Arms made a big splash with these at SHOT Show. Probably seen it with James Reeves on TFB TV. What they've done is just genius. So they're using carbon fiber nylon 6 3D printed receivers. But why this is even better is because normally if you wanted to buy one of these, you got to buy it in a parts kit. They're more expensive and you don't get a lot of stuff. And we're going to go into that. So basically you're paying about 580 bucks for as you see it here. Everything you see right here and more. And what do I mean by that? Well, okay, 580 gets you the authentic VZ Skorpion parts kit, okay? They assemble it on their receiver. Comes to you as a pistol in a nice hard case, extra magazine, cleaning kit, the whole deal. Now, you're not gonna get that with some other versions of this you might see places for like $800 plus. And you don't get the stock. So what they also do is, if you provide proof of an approved Form 1, they give you the stock for free. Awesome. So you're 580 bucks into this as it is right now. Okay? On top of that, it comes with a threaded barrel, 5x28, 9mm cans, whatever you want to do, you can do that. My version does not, you can see, does not have much of a shoulder there, so there's really nothing to index it on. Newer kits, I've been told, that are shipping with a little bit of a shoulder, a little bit of a locking piece that goes on the back there to give you a little bit more peace of mind, if you wanted that. But also it does have what appears to be the original indent or indexing point for the over-the-barrel VZ Skorpion over-the-barrel type suppressor that was made for this. So you could still go that route if you want to find one. Now the main point and best part of Titus Arms doing this is the dovetail is built in to his receiver to accept the factory folding stock. Why that's important is because if you buy one of these from anywhere else, parts kit, a complete pistol from anywhere online, it does not come with that. You have to drill and tap it, and then you have to get an adapter that then attaches to the drill and tap part of the back of the receiver, and then it doesn't index the same way it's supposed to on the receiver. There's a gap there, and it's extended, so it kind of wobbles around, and it doesn't sit correctly, right? So with that, he's manufacturing these, manufactures that dovetail in, so when you use the stock, pop it open, it locks into place as it's supposed to, and there's no extra wiggle. It's just there. That is probably, in my mind, the most important piece to this puzzle on these builds is, without that, yes, you're not getting a full kit receiver, VZ receiver, but if you just want this gun for fun, like this gun is fun to me. This is like one of those dream guns you never thought you'd buy. There's other stuff you want to get before that. It's not as important as some other stuff because it's old comm blocky. You know, it's finicky with different ammos, and it's just not something that you would carry. It wouldn't be like a bag gun, although you could. But for the fun that this thing provides, the iconic look, the classic look, the folding, top folding stock, and to be able to have one of these for 580 bucks, all in, 580 bucks, everything, can't beat it. Ships as seen here, minus the folding stock. You will not get that in your package, neither did I. I had to get my approved Form 1, show it to him, for him to send me the stock. But this is the package. I mean, look at this thing. You get the pistol, you get the 20 rounder, you get a 10 rounder, and the surplus OG cleaning kit that it would have came with. This package is awesome. To get all of this with the hard case, the accessories and all that for 580 bucks is just awesome. You also get a piece of paper kind of explaining to you what it is and what ammo Titus Arms has seen run the best out of it. All right, so this is what I'm using. Some S&B 73 grain 7.65 Browning or 32 auto. And this is what they say runs the best out of it. Now, I have shot this off camera. I've shot it already, and it runs mostly with this. I've had a few failures, and the failures have been just a failure to kind of extract. So I got a little jam in there, but it was always an easy clear, nothing crazy. It does have the markings of this would be semi, and then down here in the middle is safe, and then full auto would be forward. It does go to all three positions, but of course, it is only semi-auto. And it is a little stiff, the selector, and so it will work in. So you can see there, not a jam, but there was a failure to pick up the next round. What I've seen here a couple times is the mag was a little sticky, so the round didn't pop up fully, and when I took a mag out, it was just down just a little bit. So it's probably just working them springs a little bit, maybe clean them. Held open on the last round. What's really cool about this, since it's top eject and they're shooting like a mile into the air, you can hear them whizzing back down. So they're spinning, right? As they're ejecting, they're spinning out, and you hear them go voo, voo, voo. I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but they're all landing around me, and you can just hear them it's almost like a ricochet. Like it's just voom, 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 voom. It's pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can get through a whole mag without any stoppages. I'm not sure how many's in there, but I just loaded whatever I had left. Pop the stock, bang. Let's go. Sometimes it just has an issue stripping that round. Didn't strip the next round. So again, it's like I swear this is the most issue I've had on a mag since I've been shooting it. Held open there. This is what I'm seeing on those rounds that are falling out when I clear it. Kind of a little bit of a gouge, either from the bolt or trying to get into the chamber, all wonky, and it's just getting pinched. Not really sure what's going on there. So I see that on about 4 rounds that I've cleared. See if we can get them to run real quick. There, you're not gonna be able to see that down in there. It's just like a little bit of a jam. It's almost like it's. I don't want to say it's a double feed because I don't think it is. It's just not all the way into the chamber. So like when I cleared it, it didn't eject it out. I'm not really sure what's going on there. It has like a little bit of a sharp edge. If I were to like maybe file that down, polish it a bit, because it also looks like that's the exact size of the gouge that's going into the round when it's not going completely into battery. Yeah, exactly this. So that gouge that's on this round, that's not allowing it to go directly in the battery, looks exactly what that little ledge that I guess is supposed to be part of the feed ramp is on there. So that could be just a barrel issue. I can see where the brass from the casing is sort of like building up on there. Try again. Ow. Hit me in the head. Made it through. I only had a couple rounds in there, but it made it. Alright guys, this video was filmed in 2 parts. So because of the jamming issues I was having, I contacted Titus and said, hey, like, have you seen this happen before? Like, is it a feed ramp issue? It needs to just be polished up. It's, you know, the bolt just seems like it's not being able to get it into the chamber, and it's, you know, kind of cutting up them rounds and just kind of jamming them up. So I sent the upper back. He tested it. He polished the feed ramp a little bit, and he had no problems, no jams, no nothing. So this is first shots with it back today. I got 10 rounds in the mag. I'm gonna see how it works because the first initial outing, it would shoot, but it was kind of hit or miss. Like I would get some jams, I wouldn't get some jams, all using the same ammo. So let's see what it's like here. Let's do it. There we go. That last run, perfect, great. This is the original mag that I was using that gave me issues in the first video. That was a new mag that I got. So I'm not trying to jinx it, but let's just see if maybe it was a mag issue and it was the problem with this mag. Let's run it again. So the first few went off, no problem. See what happens here. We are in business, baby. Okay, so another note. If I didn't already say it, he said that he has not had any issues with other people contacting him saying that it's having reliability issues, other than the paperwork that you guys get and I got in the box saying it likes the 73 grain stuff, which is what I got. So that was just my issue. Maybe it was a one-off, because now first 2 mags, not a hiccup. He also did send me what everybody will be getting with their kits when they you know, get them moving forward, is this little bit of a shoulder, this little piece that just threads on. It's nothing fancy, just like the gun itself is not nothing fancy. If you want to run a silencer on here, this is just going to give you a sort of a makeshift shoulder. All right, let's run this thing, do a nice little mag change with a nice little stock slap. Huh. Quick hands. One of the coolest features about this is that the brass shoots straight up and you can hear them whizzing and then raining down. I got hit with 2 shells just then. It's pretty cool. I love this thing. I really wanted this to be reliable because I wanted to put this in a bag. This is like the perfect little truck gun. I love it. I love it. It's so small, you put it in a bag, but then still pop it open and go to work if you need to. Flawless here, on and off camera. Got about just 100 rounds through it just today. Not one jam. Titus Arms, home run with this bad boy. I love it. Check him out. And don't forget Steve MP5 on the Instagrams. And I'll see you next time.